What's up guys, GG Racing here, and I'm going to show you now one of my races that I had at Suzuka with W13 that was very cool. We have a decent start from P7. We try to overtake this guy in turn 1, we take the inside and we try to overtake the other guy as well, so to gain 2 positions, but unfortunately the guy in front had to slow us down and we had to seize the position back, but now two of the front runners collide and we avoid them. This is a win for us, 2 positions gained there, +1 at the start, so a very good start so far. On these medium tires and with W13 in the first 2-3 laps you can't go as fast as you would want to because the tires are just not there. The guy in front of us, as you can see, just locked up, so it's very easy to destroy the tires in the first laps if you push, and it's also very easy to lose a car, so that's a theme for this track and this car. The whole week it was the same, and also it rewards the low gears for tire management. So in this race I'm going to show you how my tire management thinking made me much faster than the other guys, and they were also fast guys and they were also doing quick lap times. I qualified on P7, but their race pace on a longer race, it was way different than ours. We try now to stay into the slipstream going in turn 1, but we're not close enough. We're not close enough yet, so we try now again, but still we don't have the space to make the move down here. On these S's it's very hard to overtake, and even if you try to do the move, you and both the guy in front of you will lose plenty of time to the guys behind and in front. So the guy behind me, David, was just 0.5 behind, but we will skip a bit, few laps when we get closer to Alexander, and yeah, at this point we don't want to stay into his slipstream because we want to prepare the overtake for the DRS zone. So we would just want to have a good entry and exit into the chicane, smooth on the throttle, and we're very close, and the leader just spun, so we overtake him, and with the slipstream with DRS, this is an easy overtake. We don't actually take the racing line because he was kinda close to us and didn't want to risk a slight touch, because with these cars slight touch is all that it takes to send you into the wall or have damage. But we play it safe, and now we just want to don't give him DRS next lap, so we try to push this lap, and we're in P2 right now, and the leader, it's 4 seconds down the road, so we are going to try to close this gap, but we don't want to burn our tires in the process. So after a few laps, now the guy behind us is 4 seconds, so we focus just in front, and yeah, we closed the 3 seconds, and now we have a 1 second gap to the leader. But what's interesting is that he was doing same lap times as me when we were on fresher tires, or even faster lap times, but as the race progressed we were much quicker. If you look on the last lap from the left side on the relatives tab, you can see how much quicker we are than the rest of the grid at this point in the race. The thing is that you can manage the tires in multiple corners right here. For example, in the hairpin, very important to not lock up, very important. Right now we're a bit pushing to get into his DRS zone, but on the previous laps we avoided this lockup. Also, we try to do the smallest amount of steering input possible, meaning we want to turn the car with our pedals instead of the wheels. So in some corners we use a lower gear to rotate the car and prevent having additional tire wear due to scrubbing our tires with our wheel. But also on the braking and accelerating. For example, in this chicane, when we get out of the chicane, we're patiently on the throttle. We don't want to have even the smallest wheel spin. So these things add up lap after lap, and it was a 134.7. Still a pretty quick lap with these tires, and now the chase is on. We're in his DRS zone, so we just want to stay like this for the finish of this lap. We want to be close, and you can see here how much we gain in these S's by using a bit of lower gear and conserving our tires. Also here we use 6th and 3rd, and I was suspecting he was using 7th and 4th. So yeah, we're really managing the tires. We go to 1st here, he has a slight lockup. He has some wheel spin, so additional tire wear, and also loses plenty of time. So right now we're very close to him. Going in spoon, 5th, 4th, we even go for 3rd here, just to rotate the car a bit more. We don't want to be really close here, we just want to avoid the slipstream. So we take a bit of slipstream, but then we get out of the slipstream. We don't want to stay too close to him because we want to have a good exit out of the chicane. He slows here a bit. I noticed that he was slower than before, so I'm guessing he will go to the pits, and he just wanted to slow me down a bit. So yeah, he went into the pits, went for the undercut, but we will go one more lap. We have the DRS, and we will try this lap to do no tire management at all, just push these tires to the maximum. So anyways, the next lap we're gonna change the tires. So yeah, just staying focused, trying to maintain the same optimal racing line with the used tires and extract the maximum of the car. So a good tip would be, if you struggle to maintain a good pace during a race, just practice a longer stint on the same tires. It's very easy to do this with the Formula 1 cars, since those tires wear really fast. But even with other cars like F3, GT3s, if you want to practice in an effective way, just go for a long stint with high fuel and burn through your tires and learn how to drive with understeer. Because if you will drive decent with understeer, with trash tires, when you will get some decent tires or softs, for example with F1, you will just be flying. You will be super used to drive the car with your pedals instead of the wheels. So now into the chicane, a decent one. It wasn't the best, but now we go straight into the pits. We try to don't exceed the pit speed limit and take a penalty, and we're going to get some fresh softs. So we will have the freshest softs from the entire grid, I believe, or at least for the first 5 we will be on the fresher sets of softs. We have a decent pit stop, and now let's see when we exit the pit. So Dimitri overtakes me, and Matthias is 2.3 seconds behind me. He is a fast driver. I've raced with him a lot this week, so I knew he was a threat on these softs because he was a quite quick driver himself. And now with the cold tires, you see, we started to lose a bit of time, yeah. So the leader is now 3.5 seconds ahead and Matt is 1.6. So right now my only focus is to avoid Matt getting into my DRS. If we start battling and we start doing side by side in turn 1 or even in the S's, this will mean the race is over for us for the win. So playing it cool, the leader is still gaining. It's now 3.6 ahead, but our tires will get to temperature. They will get into the optimal range, and we won't have this issue that we have this lap. So usually it takes 2 laps. We missed a lot the apex and the chicane. So it takes something like 2 laps for the mediums to get into a decent window and 1 lap for soft. So a few laps later we're 2.3 seconds behind the leader, and Matt dropped now to 5 seconds behind us. So at this point it's basically a 2-horse race between myself and Dimitri. And yeah, he was doing really quick lap times for a while. Like it took me more than 5 laps or 4 laps to get to 1 second, from 3.5 to 2.5. So he was driving really quick lap times, but suddenly his pace dropped, and I believe it's the tire management. This must be it, because I was thinking about the tires and I was doing those lap times having in mind that I want to be close to him near the end of the race, and I want to have all the resources to fight him. So we use higher gears now. We are pushing. We try to rotate the car with our throttle and brake. So the gap is closing down. It's closing down because we now have the tires to push, and he's just hanging out. So still some of the corners, for example this one, we go a lower gear just to be safe and to avoid really bad tire wear. In the hairpin, let's see, we use second, and we don't have lockups or wheel spin, but he has a decent exit out of the hairpin himself. So let's see into the spoon. Pretty good entry, pretty good exit. So we gain, not much, but we gain, and the most time we gained into the chicane. I don't know why, but my entry and exit were much quicker than other guys. So let's see, we use third gear, fast on the wheel, and let's see. So again 2 tenths, 3 tenths, and we did a much faster lap than everyone else right now. I could tell that he is also pushing, because even though I had 1 lap fresher tires and I was managing the tires, he was still doing decent pace. So right now his pace was not bad. If you can compare his pace to Matthias in P3, you would see that he was still gaining to them. So his pace was far from bad, but he was starting to show that he's losing performance. We can see another lockup here. So at this point we have 3 more laps to get the move done, and also we have the ERS, and with iRacing and Formula it's best to keep the battery unbalanced all the race. If you change the battery to attack mode, so you want to deploy the most energy that you have in the shortest amount of time, this will mess up the mappings, because the balanced mode learns your driving style and learns where the car needs to deploy battery, and it will create a profile for you based on your driving style, where it will deploy in the most efficient way the battery. If you change it into a race from attack to balance and then back to attack and then back to balance, and doing it often like this, that profile will be deleted, and all the work that the car did for you, trying to figure out where to do these deployments in a smart way, will be gone. So you will be losing pace if you change to attack mode so often. So we didn't touch the battery the entire race, we had it just on the race start, but then we changed it to balanced, and I didn't know what he was doing right now, if he was using his ERS or not, but I was guessing that he will save his battery too for the last 2 laps. So at this point my strategy was to try to maintain same pace as him, even if he deploys the battery in the last 2 laps. So I wanted to have the battery just for the last lap, because I think that at this point, with his tire struggling, he will be more inclined to use the ERS sooner, and on the last lap I was thinking that he will be in a vulnerable position if I can keep up to him. So right now we're very close, but still not in DRS. So we're 0.8 behind him. We have some slipstream, 0.7 now, and 2 laps to go. So this and the next one. So right now I was suspecting that he is using his battery. Maybe not on the S's, but after the exit here, I was suspecting that he will turn up his battery. So let's see, 0.6, 0.5, we have a bit of slipstream, so it helps. We're not deploying yet the ERS, 0.6, he has a good exit from here. Every time he had a good exit, had a great confidence into that corner. Now let's see, very good hairpin, 0.6 again, and right now we will change the battery from balance to attack into this corner, I believe, before the straight. Let's see, still unbalanced, and now we have attack. Because we want to get the ERS on the final lap. If we stayed unbalanced and he was on attack here, he might have just flew under the over the DRS zone. But now 0.5, again we have a very good entry and exit into this chicane, and now we have the DRS, we have the ERS, we have the slipstream. This is the last lap. We're getting closer and closer. He's defending, we get on the outside, and we have enough time to take the racing line. So right now we have 30% ERS, 1 lap fresher tire than him, and we will try to push to the absolute maximum so he won't get us back onto the straight after spoon. So 0.6 behind, still using ERS, 0.7, and at this point I think he went out of ERS. I think he used it too much the lap before. So let's see, 0.6, 0.7, see, we're gaining on the straight, meaning that our ERS is working and his is not. So let's see, 0.8, 0.9, 1 second, and now he spun. So he pushed too hard on the exit from the hairpin and he spun, unfortunately. And now we change it back to balanced, because with the attack mode it can be very hard for your tires, and I didn't want to spin as well. So at this point it's just to get the car to the finish line. We have enough gap to the guy in P2, which was now promoted to P2. And yeah, this was my race. It was a race where strategy mattered, and it's not all about the pace. As you can see, I had the same pace as the guy in P1, but yeah, I hope this helps, and see you on the next one.